This video is brought to you by GuitarPronto.com. We're going to be looking at the basic guitar scales that you need to learn as a beginner, and we'll be focusing on the minor scale. There are many different types of scales that you can learn. The three basic ones, however, are first of all the major scale, which is diatonic and has 7 notes, the minor scale, which is also diatonic and has 7 notes, and finally the blues scale, which is hexatonic and has 6 notes. There are many different places on the neck of the guitar that you can play these scales. We're going to be looking at the basic scale structure. The scale that we're going to have a look at in this lesson is a G minor scale. The G minor scale starts at the 3rd fret. This is a G note. So you can see the basic scale structure. If you wanted to change the key that the scale is in, then you just change the fret that it starts at. The scale structure does not change. So if we wanted to change that G minor scale into an A minor scale, we'd simply move it from the 3rd fret to the 5th fret. The minor scale is a diatonic scale, so therefore it has 7 notes. For the G minor that we're going to have a look at, these 7 notes are G, A, B flat, C, D, E flat, and F. These 7 notes are repeated twice plus an extra 3 notes added on the end. So therefore we start on a G note, which is at the 3rd fret of the 6th string, and we end on a B flat note, which is at the 6th fret of the 1st string. To play the scale, you need to play 17 notes. So we start off at the G note, which is played at the 3rd fret of the 6th string, then an A note at the 5th fret of the 6th string, a B flat note at the 6th fret of the 6th string, then a C note at the 3rd fret of the 5th string, a D note at the 5th fret of the 5th string, an E flat note at the 6th fret of the 5th string, then an F note at the 3rd fret of the 4th string, a G note at the 5th fret of the 4th string, an A note at the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, a B flat note at the 3rd fret of the 3rd string, a C note at the 5th fret of the 3rd string, then a D note at the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, an E flat note at the 4th fret of the 2nd string, an F note at the 6th fret of the 2nd string, a G note at the 3rd fret of the 1st string, an A note at the 5th fret of the 1st string, and finally a B flat note at the 6th fret of the 1st string. Now if we play all these notes together, this is what it sounds like. Practicing guitar scales is really good for hand coordination and strength. When playing the scale, you want to have as little hand movement as possible, so therefore you want to try and use all 4 fingers. You want to try working on speeding up the rate that you're able to play the scale. You also want to learn how to link the scales so you can play them up and down the fretboard, and this will be really useful when you start playing solos and start freestyling to music. Thank you for watching this video, and for more help, make sure you visit www.guitarpronto.com.